there to engage us in some service of Krishna all the time. Festivals are created for that purpose, so that we don't become bored doing same thing. Festival means you do something where you also enjoy.
You do something in a different ways.
Yeah, so you enjoy and Lord also enjoys. Hey, he is doing for me. Like, if your mommy is cooking same food every day, idli sambar. And after 4 or 5 days, you say, okay, can we get something else, So, that's how it is. Very nice. Okay. Got it. Yes. Okay, so I think let's get started. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jaya Madhava Kunja Vihari Kunja Vihari Jaya Madhava Kunja Vihari हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्ण। For giving an association. So let's begin with Mangalasana. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjalashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guru Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadatika Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapalakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavasya Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sadeva Sarveda Sarvadutta Parijana Sarita Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sarvadutta Shri Vishakha Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kantarada Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vacha Kalpataru Yasya Kripasindhu Patitana Deva Vaishnava. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nitya Shivasadi Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Thank you very much, dear devotees, for giving your association. We continue study of Srimad Bhagavatam. So last week we saw the past life of Narad Muni. So who was Narad Muni? Narad Muni was the son of maid servant. He was the son of a maid servant in his past life. And just by serving great Vaishnavas, he was able to attain perfection in his life. So how powerful it is to serve the Vaishnavas, sitting with them, eating the remnants, giving some service. Like, like boy like Kavish. He can be told, some Maharaj, Kavish, please bring this, please do this, please bring some water. Just this little service, little, which we think is insignificant. But when we do that little menial service to the Mahabhagavat, to great devotees, the automatic benefit comes in our life. So that's what Narad Muni did. He was the son of a maid servant, like, very normal family. But still, just by serving the sages, just by, the sages came to his home, their home, and he was serving them for Chaturmas. And what did he do? He would just serve them. And main thing is that the blessings of Vaishnavas. If we get the blessings of Vaishnava, nothing like that. Our bhakti will accelerate, move very fast. Therefore, it is mentioned that we should serve the Vaishnavas with the best possible capability that we have. So, Yes, then eating remnants is also important. You know, there is a Shloka in Chaitanya Charitamrita, which says that we should eat the remnants of the Vaishnavas. Whatever they have eaten, we can take their uchist. Sometimes we feel, oh, how can I eat somebody has eaten? It feels like that. Yeah, somebody else. It's like eating somebody else's food. We feel, oh, yes, it is abominable when we eat from somebody else's plate. But when we eat from some Mahabhagavat, this plate, then it is like a best prasad. It is like a best, and obviously we are not going to get a full plate. We'll get like 1 grain or 2 grains like that, because they don't need so much food. So Vaishnavas go after that, saying, oh, I want that. I want that. Let me go and eat it. The Vaishnavas go after that. So sometimes the people who are not in Vaishnava community, they feel, oh, what is it? This is too bad. I don't want. But actually, it has got very huge potential, very, very high potential. So therefore, we should accept those things. So here, I will share you one verse, which is such an important, it tells the amazing things about here. Let's go there, and I'll tell you how powerful that is. It is so powerful. Here, this is Bhakta Pada Dhuliyara Bhakta Pada Jal Bhakta Bhukta Avasheshati Namahabal. Vikas, you can read translation, please.
The dust of the feet of a devotee, the water that has washed the feet of devotee, and the remnants of food left by a devotee are 3 very powerful substances.
Just imagine. That's why if some guru is walking, we can just take dust. We may not be able to touch his feet, but he has walked on, he just take that dust, put it on your head. That's it. So powerful. Now we feel, this is normal that somebody has just walked. How powerful. That's why when we go to Vrindavan, people just roll on the dust of Vrindavan. Why? Krishna walked on this 5,000 years ago. Krishna walked, and so many great devotees have come. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
It is related with your asana too, right? Because in your asana, you continue like regular rituals you do.
It is always important to sit in one place when we are chanting, for example. Then we should always sit in one place. They say, एक आसन, एक मंत्र, एक स्थान, एक नाम means एक मंत्र, एक समय. That is one place. एक guru, एक निष्ठा. One pointed at, I want this. I want Krishna Bhakti, nothing else. Yeah, no going here and there. And then एक Dev. One, whichever Bhagwan we feel. I want Krishna in Vrindavan. I want Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Mayapur, Navdeep Dham, whatever it is. We just have that one east. And when we do bhajan with that nistha, then it will have very high perfection. It will have a lot of, it's like, when we have this, lot of sun rays are coming. But do you see the paper getting burned on the street? No. But when you use a magnifying glass, and what happens? The paper will burn. Why? Because all the sun rays have got concentrated in one place. Similarly, when we do this ek place, one place, all this, why? It is very now concentrating. So then it has got a very high potency. So this is the power. This is the power of associating with devotees. Therefore, we should associate with devotees. Therefore, we should, be in the assembly of devotees. Very important. And then further, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Eitina seva haite Krishna prema hoye. Puna puna sarva shastra pukariya kar. Matlab he's saying every shastra is telling again and again, puna, again and again. And pukariya means shouting. Shastras are shouting, Arey bhai, do Vaishnava seva. That's what shastras are telling. So this is the power. And therefore, serving Vaishnava. Now, how can you serve Vaishnava? When you go in the assembly of Vaishnava. But if you just be on a remote place and we cannot meet Vaishnava, then it is not possible. We have to meet Vaishnava wherever. When I went to Chicago for our initiation, one devotee came 5 hour, 6 hour driving. One devotee came from Canada just to take darshan of Maharaj. Just to take darshan. They cannot even meet directly. One can, of course, they can meet Hare Krishna Maharaj, but I'm like one-to-one discussion, asking questions, that's not possible because so many devotees. But he came because he said, Maharaj is there, so I just want to take darshan. That's it. So that lalsa should be there in us. That, oh, today something is happening. Temple, there is a festival. Let me go there. Like that. We should always have that hankering. So now we'll move forward. This is what we see last week. So today we are going to move forward. Then Narad Muni is now going to instruct Vyasadeva. He's advising Vyasadeva process of Karma Yoga. So in Shloka number 32, Narad Muni is telling Vyasadeva that the best remedial service, remedial measure that we have is to dedicate to Krishna's service. Always we have to dedicate ourselves to Krishna's service. That is the best thing that one can do. Right? And then in the 32, 33, 34, he talks about activity of bondage in Lord's service, destroy karma. If we engage any of our activity in the service of Krishna, then all our karma bandhan is getting cut. Just imagine. It is so powerful. Just by engaging all of it. See, the same senses, we can either do bhukti, means bhog, right? Or the same senses, we engage in the service of Krishna. Both are there, but just our direction has changed, and see how much benefit we get. Million times more. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So even if we have lived in this in various types of body for millions of lives, but we haven't got Krishna. Please come. We haven't got Krishna yet. But just by engaging all our senses into service of Krishna, we can get it. This is the power. That's what Narad Muni is instructing. He's telling Vyasadeva. Because Vyasadeva in this chapter is feeling very sad. Oh, I'm not feeling happy. I wrote so many literature. I wrote so many shlokas, but I'm not happy. Why? That's when somebody who's author write a nice book, and then he himself is not happy. Then obviously, how can the reader will be happy? Isn't it? That's how it is. So that's what it is. Mother, you can come here. Yes, yeah. Hare Krishna. So that's what Narad Muni is going to tell, and he's only telling all this, and he is giving his own life's example. That's what we saw last week. Then Narad Muni is going to talk about Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is nothing but working for the pleasure of Krishna. That is Bhakti Yoga. Same activity we do, same job, same cooking, same household activity we do, but for what? For pleasure of Krishna. That's what it is. That is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is actually very simple. All other yoga systems are very complicated. Ashtanga Yoga means, okay, Vikas Prabhu, go to Himalaya, now Ashtanga Yoga. Breathing, how much difficult it is. Here, nothing. So simple. Dhyan Yoga, you have to go and meditate on one light and then keep looking at Dhyan Yoga. It's so difficult. But Bhakti Yoga, same, being with the devotee, dancing in kirtan, eating nice prasadam. When you go to Sunday feast in temple, how much prasad we get, isn't it? You see, like, oh, the paneer is there. Oh, there's a gulab jamun. We eat and enjoy and do bhakti. But in all other yoga systems, it's very difficult. It's mentioned in this particular Kali Yuga is only the Bhakti Yoga that's going to work. Only that yoga, and especially chanting. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram eva kevalam, kalau nastev, kaleo nastev, nastev gatir anyata. There is no other option. For example, if you are in the US country, right? Now we are on visa, so now we get a letter from USCIS. Okay, do this or you are out of the country. How much effort we'll put? We'll put everything. Day and night, we are calling attorney, we are calling our officer, boss, what happened, this, that. And we are also creating plan B in case I have to go back, all these things are happening or not. Everybody has seen, right? When we get RFE, anxiety comes in. But here, the same thing. We are not anxiety, we don't have anxiety because we are still enjoying. Oh, but Krishna will take away, snatch our life anytime. And then again, next body. So now that we have this knowledge, we have all the information. Radha underscore Madhav underscore 108.
Okay.
That's the password. So that's what Narad Muni is going to tell. So let's go into details of these things. Okay. Let's all recite this verse. It's a very beautiful verse. And then so many things are being told by Srila Prabhupada in his purport. So we'll try to analyze those purports. Yeah, but you can find out on that. You have that? Yeah. If anybody needs Bhagavatam, I can give a copy of Bhagavatam. Oh, you can see it? Is it okay for you? Okay, okay. Oh, Krishna. Etam samsuchitam brahmas. Etat samsuchitam brahmas. Tapatraya chikitsitam. Yat Ishvara Bhagavati. Yat Ishvare Bhagavati. Karma Brahmani Bhavitam. So, can you read better? Translation? Yeah.
Oh, Brahmana Vasudeva. It is decided by the learned that the best remedial measure for removing all troubles and miseries is to dedicate one's activities to the service of the Supreme Lord, Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna.
Exactly. This is what we just talked about. Everything, anything that we do, even education, we do. Of course, education is for making livelihood. But when we use that income that is coming in the service of Krishna, automatically that education is purified. But if we use the same education for our sense gratification, then that is not of any use. So that's what Narad Muni is telling. So let us analyze this. Okay. So best remedial measure is to remove Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna. Okay. So suppose somebody has a disease, little bit. So if you just treat little bit, okay, take this medicine, and you are cured for a few days, then it comes back in a few months again. So what is the best? To eradicate completely or just take those pills and every few months we take that? What is the best way? To eradicate completely? That's what okay. So that is what Narad Muni is telling. That so what kind of troubles are there in our lives? There are three types of miseries in the world. Anybody knows what miseries are there? Three. Yes, three types of miseries, correct. So it is Adhyatmic, Adi Bhautik, and Adi Daivik. These are the three types of miseries which comes in our life. Everybody, every living entity has to face this. There is no choice. Once we are in this world, material world, this is what we have to go through. Whatever we try, either we are rich, poor, we are educated, we are illiterate, we are wealthy, we are poor, we are in America, we are in India, doesn't matter. Every living entity, whichever body we are in, either we are in human body or in a dog body or in an insect body, this is applicable to all living entities, no exception. No exception. So now, question, what is Adhyatmic? Who wants to, what is the Adhyatmic Klesh, Adhyatmic? Any thoughts on that? What is Adhyatmic? Or Adi Bhautik, whichever. Anybody can answer any of this, one at a time.
Adhyatmic is like person is believing in literature, culture, or knowledge.
No, so these are miseries. So these are the miseries caused by these three things. Adi Bhautik.
Oh, then Adhyatmic, sometimes people feel that God exists or not.
Yeah, that is so basically something which is called by our own self. That is Adhyatmic. Because we are all spiritual beings, right? Adi Bhautik means what? Which misery? Adhyatmic is something caused by our own mind. Like, Bhautik. Yes, you're right, Madhuri. Bhautik. Surrounding. So,
इसके पास कार है मेरे पास नहीं.
the misery is caused by others, other living entities, like mosquito. Now suddenly we see some lizard here. Suddenly nobody is listening to class. Nobody, no, when the lizard, nobody listening to class. Arey Prabhu, you उधर कुछ है. So Adi Bhautik, that is Adi Bhautik. And what is Adi Daivik? Few days ago we had like very freezing temperatures.
Yeah, like unnatural.
Natural calamities.
Natural calamity.
Natural calamity. That is Adi Daivik. So these threefold miseries, nobody can escape. So Adhyatmic is something which is caused by our own body. Could be like, we meet with an accident, we have fever, cough, cold, we have to hospitalize, go to doctor, sometimes stress, work related. That is called all Adhyatmic. Adi Bhautik, mosquito, any living entity around us, that is Adi Bhautik. Could be our family members. We are getting trouble by relatives, neighbors. Oh, he came in our fans and he threw this, and there's so many problems. And then Adi Devik is something natural calamities. We have so many things happening, tornadoes, and all those things keep happening. So these miseries, nobody can escape. If we are in this world, that's what Narada is saying. In this world, we are trying to solve this problem temporarily. Oh, it's too cold. Okay, let's increase the heat in the room. But why? Yesterday, not 2 days back, I was listening to one class. And it was something amazing. His name, I don't remember probably his name. He's a temple president of Delhi temple, Parthasati temple. Amazing speaker. So he was mentioning that we are celebrating, he was giving class on the New Year. We were just gone, right? He said, we are celebrating New Year. New Year for what? What is New Year? What is new for you? You're still in this. For a person who's in Tihar jail, for him, what is New Year? He's celebrating New Year in jail, but he's in jail. He cannot go out. But we are not realizing that we are in jail. This is jail. This is called Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. This world is Dukkhalayam, is misery, full of misery, and Ashashvatam is temporary. But still we are here trying to enjoy. So what are we trying to do? We need to get out of there. So first of all, we need to understand that I am in a jail. That awareness should be there. But we don't have that awareness because we are living in a big home, beautiful houses, fully air conditioned and controlled. So we don't feel, and we feel we are very happy because we look at condition of other people who are living in a not so good condition and think, oh, I am doing better. But everybody of us are suffering. We don't realize that. Maybe those who are in the condition which are very poverty stricken, they might be remembering Krishna. Bhagwan, kuch to karo, yahan se nikalo. But because we are in this opulent condition, we are not able to. We are enjoying. We are not able to remember Krishna. Therefore, you see that anybody who's having a lot of money and all that, why they are not able to take up to bhakti? If we call Jeff Bezos and say, okay, Jeff Bezos, right? I think, or Amazon. Or Tesla, what is the Tesla boss name? Elon Musk. Will they be able to chant? No. Why would they? They will not. I'm busy. Yeah.
Karma yoga.
But that karma yoga is for self-enjoyment. That's what they are doing. They are not giving fruits to Krishna also. But that's what happens. Because in that, therefore, all the scientists, they keep arguing with Prabhupada. But Prabhupada says nothing to it. This is all bogus. All this teaching that we do in the college is called Jada Vidya. That is not going to take us back to Krishna. They are not even take us closer to Krishna. Anybody knocking the door? Are you known? Okay. And they might ring the bell as well anyway. Okay. So that is the best thing. So once, Prabhupada was in US and he says, Prabhupada, you think that, India is spiritually very advanced. So much activities are happening. Then says, why the mortality rate is so high? Mortality means, the people who die at very young age and all that. It's very high in India. The Prabhupada reply was amazing. He says, mortality rate is 100%. in every country. The reason is 100%. It's same all over the world, 100%. Means who has taken birth has to die. So it's 100%. It's a different statistics. That somebody is living, early, somebody is living for a longer life. That's it. But it's just that. But everybody has to die. So this should be in our head that one day I'm going to die. The sooner we realize this, the better we do our bhakti. But we are still not able to, we are not convinced, including myself, that we are not the body, we are the soul. Because this body is going to go away. But we are not so Prabhupada always to say that. So all the misery that is caused, we are still trying to, like for example, if somebody is having a cough and he cannot eat, and sometimes there are diet restrictions, right? But as soon as a cough and everything is gone, what happens? Go back to the same food, which has caused the problem. We go back to that. We are not going to control our tongue. There are 6 senses which are so powerful. One tongue is not controlled. So, therefore, the only remedy is to do Krishna Bhakti. Be associated with the devotees. Okay, let's go to next. Amayo yascha bhutana jayate yena subrata tat eva hi amayam dravyam na punati chikitsam sitam. Now this is a very wonderful word, because we just talked about what? Miseries, right? Now here is a solution. Okay, what is the solution? Rishikesh, can you please read translation?
Oh, good soul, does not a thing applied therapeutically cure a disease which was caused by that very same thing?
Now let's take an example. What is he saying? Something that caused us the problem, something, the same thing can be applied in a therapy way and can cure the disease.
Yeah, homeopathy does the same.
Yeah, there are so many things out there. So one example which comes, Prabhupada gives in the purport is about this. Sometimes milk is sometimes very heavy to digest. Some people get diarrhea by drinking milk. If you drink too much, you might get diarrhea. But if we convert the milk into curd and then eat little jeera and all that into it and eat it, the diarrhea can be stopped. So same thing, it's coming from the same milk product, which caused the problem. Now it has also become a solution. Yes, exactly. Yes, vaccine, the same thing which caused, because we are injecting those, so they will fight. Yes, you're right. Same thing that caused is now solving the problem. Antibodies. Exactly. Very nice. So now from scripture, I want examples. Give me one example from scripture where something that you do in a regular time also, but if you do in the service of Krishna, you get benefit. Any example from scripture? Anybody can think of? What all we can offer to Krishna? Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, 4 things. So any example from this, anybody can think of? Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. So anything that can be offered to Krishna, which will benefit. But if you use the same thing in other services, then you will not get benefit. What's happened on 14th February?
Oh.
So many flowers are given here and there. The flower rate goes up, On that day, if you go and buy in Costco, something which was available for like $20, now it is $60. That basket. It's crazy, and everybody is buying also. Something which is going to become dry in a week's time, and it will go in the trash. So here's an example.
Prasadam, like if you even feed it to non-devotee, they'll get benefit and get.
Yes, prasadam. Yes. So here, look at this. The boy is giving flowers to her. Any benefit, spiritual benefit? No benefit. Temporary. And they will even fight after some time. They will fight. But here, Gajendra offered 1 lotus flower to Krishna. And Lord came from Vaikuntha and rescued him. So this is the same analogy, that same thing that causes the problem and create bondage for us in this world can liberate us from this world. This is the power. This is the power. So therefore, it is mentioned, Bhagavad Gita says, Patram pushpam phalanto yam yo me bhakta prayachati tad ham bhakti bhaktyu pahat ashnani prayatat manaha. So he's saying that, give me with love, give me anything. He's saying, give me water, fruit, flower, anything, but just give it love. That's it. Krishna is not asking anything else. Anything that we do in the service of Krishna, if we do with love, that's what Krishna wants. Nothing else. Anything.
The others are substitute.
Yes. Others are all, nothing is required. So why Krishna has made this simple? Even the poorest person can offer water. Water to anybody can offer. Because I am drinking water. Even the poorest person will get some water. Just offer that to Krishna before you honor it. That's it. Krishna will be happy. If you go to Skanda Purana, Agni Purana and all that, there are so many stories that people got liberated just by doing some little service to Vishnu. Just little service. Yeah, he just gave the bear. But what was her devotion was very great. Why? Because her Gurudev, Matang Rishi, told that you wait here, Lord Ram will come. I don't know when, but he will come for sure. So she had faith in his Guru's word. First of all, faith. And then she was very enthusiastic. How? Every day she will clean the road that leads to her ashram. Every day she will clean, she will decorate with flowers. She will make the pusha grass seat. Then okay, when he comes, he will sit here. She will go and pluck flowers and make garland. She will go and bring fruits, berries. Every day she will give fresh, wash it and keep them ready. Every day she did this for years after years. And Lord Ram came and when she was 80 years old. 80. That's the patience. But she had confidence in the words of his Guru. And she had enthusiasm every day. Suppose somebody is going to come to our home and say, today I'll come. We'll make some nice food. He doesn't come. Then again he says, okay, next week I'm coming, probably sure. Okay, he doesn't come. Do you think after 3-4 times we're going to make? No, let him come, then we'll make. Isn't it? That is our level of enthusiasm. No, not that. The freezer also, that refrigerator has created a problem in our life. These two things, these two devices have created more problem in our life. Refrigerator and microwave. You first freeze it, then you heat it. First you freeze it, then you heat it. But both are actually working against our health. They are actually harmful. But that's what we use. It is the most. We need bigger fridge, isn't it? We don't need small, we need bigger. Why? Yeah, because one devotee whom I went, he had a fridge like a cupboard. Big cupboard. I was like, what is this? It's a refrigerator. You could put your whole patila, the whole can go inside. I was like shocked. I think, what's this? Yeah, we just direct from gas to fridge and from fridge to gas. I said, yeah, I mean, this is how it is living life. But that's not at all healthy. This is not healthy. But this is how people live life. Therefore, we should make our life simple. That Maharaj, what is his name? That Rajkot Maharaj, Gujarati. What is his name? He was honest. Vishnu. I'm forgetting his name. Thank you, Kavish. So he says that everybody should cook their own food. Everybody should eat their own. Please come. Huh? No. Please come, please. Aja beta. Please come. Please come. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Please. Please. Aage beto, bra. Please come here. There's all spaces here. Yeah, come here. Very nice. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Anilji. Thank you for coming. So he says that if everybody cooks their own food, then all the problem will go away. Because when somebody is cooking, then we have an expectation that, okay, food should be nice. We should have 2, 3 items. Sweet should be there. Some dal, sabji, everything should be there. But if we have to cook our own food, what happens? We'll make something very simple. Maybe some khichdi, Maggi and noodles. Very simple. Something like that. But we'll make something very simple. We will not ask for opulent food. I think you live in dorm, right? So you know how much time you have. You have no time, right? If you have to cook, I mean, you definitely cannot cook 4-course meal. Maybe very simple, curd rice, just rice and add curd and eat it. That's it. So he says that if we make our own food, we don't need this refrigerator, microwave, and all that. These things are not required. So that's why we have to offer Krishna the simple thing. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Offer this tulsi leaf, pushpam, flower, phalam, any fresh fruit, seasonal fruit that we can offer, toyam, water. That's it. With devotion, and Krishna will be very happy. This is what we should be doing. Yeah, Mahavishnu Goswami. Thank you. I was not aware. So Mahavishnu Goswami said that if we cook our own food, our life will become very simple. And also it is mentioned, Bhagavad Gita says in 3rd chapter, 13th Shloka, it says, Yagna Chishta China Santo, Muchante Sarva Kilvishe, Bhujate Agam Papa. He says, those who do not offer food to Krishna and eat, Krishna means Vishnu. We can offer to Vishnu, Krishna. If we eat anything without offering, then it is like we are eating Papa. So any deity that we have in our home, any deity, we should first offer it to them. Anything which is cooked, first offer it. And then we can honor Prasada. Because now it has become Mahaprasad. Otherwise, it is Krishna saying, Yagna Shishna Sino Santo Michante Sarva Kilvishe Bhunjate Te Agham Papam Epachantyatma Karana. So therefore, anything that we cook. In fact, I have a friend in India. When their son's having birthday, so a lot of, the gift will come, right? Then they have a birthday, the children will get a lot of birthday gift and all that. He will not allow his son to open that. He said, no. First, everything go to God. Next day morning, we open it. He says, first everything goes to him, then next day we open it. The child was saying, what is this? But now, as he's become adult, now we understand. It is such a profound learning that he got from his parents. Any new dress they get, they will never wear it. They will bring it and offer and then wear. Nowadays, we go to a shoe shop, new shoes. Okay, can you pack the old one in the box? I will wear the new shoes right away. Isn't it?
Yeah.
We do it sometimes. But he was doing like that. His father, that my friend is doing like that. And that child was little perplexed when he was young. But now we understand that the teaching of his father is so profound that anything that we have, first we offer and then we continue. That is bhakti. Bhakti is very simple. Offering and honoring. Offering and honoring. Whatever. It is very simple. We don't have to make it complex, like yoga system, Ashtanga yoga. No, we don't have to go to Himalaya. Okay, let's go to the next verse, 34. Evam nrinam kriya yoga sarve samsriti hetavah
Sarve samsruti hetava
ta evatma vinasaya
te atma vinasaya
kalpante kalpita pare.
kalpante kalpita hape.
Can you translate?
Thus, when all a man's activities are dedicated to the service of the Lord, those very activities which caused his perpetual bondage become the destroyer of the tree of the world.
Yes. Such an important thing. Same thing is being spoken multiple times and telling one thing and again. That whatever that we are doing, we just have to do the same thing. But we have to just change the direction. Right now we are doing for our own sense gratification. We change to serve the Lordship. That's it. That is what it is. If you do it, our life is perfected. And here, Prabhupada is giving the reference of Bhagavad Gita Shloka number 15.1. So this is in 15.1, it is mentioned, there is a tree. If you see a tree at the bank of a river or a water body, we see it's 100%, very clear reflection. So sometimes we cannot make out what is it the top is right or the bottom is right? We don't know. Right? Everything is so symmetrical. Very difficult to make out. So we are living in a material world which is like a reflection, perverted reflection of the spiritual tree. So that's what Prabhupada makes a reference here. So you can read this verse, very nice. This is Urdhva Mula. Okay, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Urdhva Mula Adha Shakam.
Urdhva Mula Madhasakam.
Ashwastham Prahuri Avyayam.
Ashwastham Prahurabhyayam.
Chandansi Yasya Panani.
Chandansi Yasya Panani.
Yastam Veda Savedavi.
Yastam Veda Savedati.
Hare Krishna. Please come. Hare Krishna. So here, this is what we need to understand, that we are getting entangled into this tree, which you see in the bottom through our desires. So many desires we have to enjoy this world. I want this car, I want this home, I want that, I want these. Young children, we can understand. But even after understanding all this scripture, reading scripture for many years, chanting, we still have those desires. That's why we are not able to get out of this world, unfortunately. And therefore, Krishna is telling Arjuna that what we are doing is not going to help. It's not at all helping. And that's what Narad Muni is also telling Vyasadeva, that what you wrote, you focus too much on earth, on Kama, Artha, Lobha, all those things. These are not going to help you. You did not glorify Krishna as much as you should have. He said you focused on 4 principles. Very, very deeply he went into that. What are those? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. He emphasized too much on those 4 things, but not on bhakti, or not glorifying Krishna. And therefore, you are not happy. So Narad Muni is advising him that you should have done that. So therefore, we should dedicate all our work in the service of Krishna. Okay, let's go to the next verse. Verse number 35. Yat atra kritaye karma.
Yat
kriyate karma. Bhagavat paritoshanam.
Bhagavat Paritoshanam.
Gnanam yattadhinam. Gnanam yattad adhinam hi. Bhakti yoga samanvitam.
Bhakti Yoga Samanvitam.
Yes, Vishama, you can read.
It's when all of man's activities are dedicated to the service of the Lord, those very activities which caused his perpetual bondage become the destroyer of tree of birth.
So this is what we just saw an example, right? What is causing bondage here? Giving flower is causing bondage. But the same flower, when Gajendra gave it to Krishna, Vishnu, got liberated. So same activity. But when we do in the service of Krishna, then we get liberation. But if we do for our own sense pleasure, then that's not going to help. It is not going to help. We make prasadam because we want to do bhoga, nice prasadam. Okay, we want this today. But if we just think, if we change our thinking, then no, today I want to feed Krishna this, and then whatever he eats, I will eat that. See how different it is. But how many times, even, now we want to make prasadam, we'll think, okay, we want to enjoy this, so we'll make it. And then we'll offer it to Krishna, it's become Mahaprasad. But what is the thinking? I want to eat. right? It's like, I want to eat, I want to enjoy. That's the thinking. So our intention is not to please, but intention is to eat prasad. But eventually we are doing a bhog only. So therefore, anything that we do, if you think that I want to do this for Krishna, then that becomes very perfect life. In fact, I will give one example from material world, because earlier I was in a sales. I used to go in marketing and all those things. So and I used to listen tape of a very great sales coach in US. I think I'm forgetting his name. Huh? Zig Ziglar, correct. Thank you. Zig Ziglar. So he has a written book and he was like, good advice. So he said, and that stuck me like anything. And that's the only thing which I remember now, because it's been many years. So he said, I will wear a wristband, which has written WWJD. WWJD. So I said, what is WWJD? And it was like, very thinking. So he said, what would Jesus do? WWJD, what would, because he's a Christian, so he says, what would Jesus do? Meaning what? I'm in this situation. If Jesus was in the same situation, what he would do? They say, Pani up there. So similarly, when we think that what would a great devotee do in this situation, immediately our thought process will change. Immediately our thought process will change. Oh, he is doing like this, means this is the better reaction that he is giving to that same situation, but I am not doing like that. So therefore, anything that we do, our intention should be to serve Krishna, to please Krishna. If we do that for the pleasure of Krishna, then our life becomes perfect. But unfortunately, we are not able to do that. But we have to keep trying. It doesn't mean we have to give it up. We have to keep trying. Okay. Next verse, 36. So here also, again, same instruction is coming, because he's saying that while performing duties according to the order of Sri Krishna, the Supreme Person of Godhead, one constantly remembers him, his names and his qualities. So when we want to serve Krishna, then we are always thinking about Krishna. When we are chanting, we are remembering his pastime, his Leela. Oh, Krishna is doing this in Vrindavan. He is killing a Gasur. Oh, he is playing with his Gopas. Oh, he's talking to Radharani. Radharani is chastising him. All this we remember because we have read Shastra. So when we chant, we have to remember these things. So that's what is constantly remembering him. When a child is not at home, what do we think? Mataji think about what? Oh, when he was here, he would have done this.
Yeah.
He will ask this. So what is that memory? About his pastime. Our children's pastime we are remembering. Similarly, if you are in love with Krishna, we'll remember their pastime. What is Krishna doing? What will do Krishna do at this time? Ashtakalya Lila. All 8 Prahar, different duties. Krishna is doing various pastimes. We can remember those things. So when we are in bhakti, we should be able to remember this thing. Any karma that we do, if that karma is not sanctioned by Krishna, we don't get it. So many times we go to devotion, other demigods, Ganeshji. Like, because I come from Mumbai, so I know it. In Mumbai, that Ganesh festival is like, big pandals and huge deities, huge, like almost sometimes 20 feet, so big. And everybody comes and say, give me that, give me money, give me car, give me lottery, all this. This is what they do. They ask for money. For what? And say, whatever come, I'll give you some part of it. Give me 5 crore, I'll give 500 rupees. It's like a bribe. But sometimes that desire gets fulfilled. But who is sanctioning? Is it the Ganeshji sanctioning? No. These are sanctioned by Krishna and then coming through Ganeshji. Like, for example, in a company we all work, right? We are getting promotion, salary hike. Somebody is giving sanction and then our manager gives it to us. Manager is not giving it directly to us. He is not the one who authorizes. Somebody else is authorizing, but we get it through him. So we immediately, who are we serving? We are always serving the manager all the time. Manager says, okay, come to office. Tomorrow you please, there is a client meeting. So you cannot work from home. No, but I have some. No, you come to home. We go there. Why? Because we want to keep him happy. Because next time my promotion is due. So maybe he will. So we are serving him. But if we serve the higher authorities, like then manager is not required. And we will get directly from the higher authority. Similarly, if we serve Krishna, which is the supreme person of God, we don't need anything else. Like in all Ganesh Puja, after Ganesh Puja, they recite this Astakam, right? They say, Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayam Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Hari Sri Zaram Madhavam Gopika Vallavam Janaki Nayakam Ramachandram Bade Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. So both are mantras are there. One is from you find probably?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but only when they end their Ganesh Stuti with this, then the sanction comes. Because now you have got Vishnu, Krishna in between at the end. Therefore, you get that fruit. Others, nobody can get fruit by pleasing any demigod. Demigods have no power. They have given power, but only when the sanction by Krishna. Then they can spend. That's how it is. So demigods also a position. As we know, Brahmaji, Indra, these are all positions. They are there for a few years. Of course, their years are much longer than our year, but they are there for that many years. Brahmaji is lived for how many years? 311 trillion years, 40 billion years. That is Brahmaji's life. Our life is like 100 years, so insignificant. His life is too big. So our life is like a dot in Brahmaji's lifespan. Not even a dot, we can't even see it.
Airline.
Maybe. So in this purport of Shloka number 36, Prabhupada is saying 50%. So let me ask you, what is 50%? This is, we are talking about karma yoga. We do karma, but offer it to Krishna. That's what we are discussing. So here it is mentioned 50%. Prabhupada gives in purport, Prabhupada writes 50%. So what is that? We'll go to the purport, but what is 50% here? Prabhupada is trying to do. Anyone to make any attempt? What is Prabhupada going to tell? 50%. Yes, Madhavi. Yes. Now that might look like a shock, right? Isn't it? 50%. I'm getting 4,000, 5,000 every month. How can I get 2,500 for what happens? All right. So this is not like that. So yes, Madhavi, thank you so much. It is 50%. And it says not less than means what? 50% or more, like H.O. William, right? 2 plus. You cannot be less than 2. You have to be 2 or more. This is like that. Not less than 50%. So, how we can spend this 50%? Suppose if you are running 5,000 per month, if you are giving $2,500, then we have nothing left. That's what we think, right? It is not like that. See, when we have Nichi in our home, when we are doing service to Krishna, then the home belongs to whom? Krishna. So this is home belongs to Krishna. That means you are paying mortgage or rent. You are paying for the service of Krishna. So that is taken care of. So if you add all this thing, 50% will automatically be there. We cook, we offer it and then eat. Automatically we are doing service to Krishna. So whatever groceries, milk, vegetable we are buying, we are offering to Krishna for him. So that means it is all for him. So 50% automatically done. So the Prabhupada is not asking us to give very huge amount. He's saying just do this, but what? Just add devotion to that. That's what it is. This is 50%. And this anybody can do it? Because people can do it? No. They are already doing it, right?
Yep.
Probably more than that. That's why it is not less than 50%. So here there's a one highlighted thing. So Anil, are you able to read this? It's too far.
Okay.
Okay.
Please, can you read?
Kavish, can you read? He's tired? No, just read the highlighted line on the last paragraph. Yeah. Hare Krishna. So what are you saying? Krishna is saying, if you preach about my glories, about my teaching to others, then
You are my
dearest. You are my dearest. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, so like our Kudal Prabhu and Nityalila Mataji, they went and do book distribution. They go on book distribution. They have recently come to Atlanta, but they are so enthusiastic. They are here like for a few weeks, but they are doing book distribution in Patel Brothers. So we can all learn with 2 young kids that they have. They are all doing it so nice service. So these devotees are very dearer to Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right? What is it? Look at this verse. First of all, he's saying, Ya idam paramam guhyam mad bhaktesha adhyasati. Abhidhyasati. So abhidhyasati. Meaning what? Whoever is giving this knowledge about me to others. What is that? Bhakti mai parakritva mame vaishyasya sanchaya. Means there is no doubt that this person will come to me. Anybody who preaches about me will come back to me. And then he further says in next verse, it says here. What is it? Nacha tasman manusheshu kaschin me priyakrutama. Priyakrutama means he is dear to me. Bhavita nacha me tasmadandya priyataro bhuvi. What is he saying here? He's saying there is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be dear. But who is that person? That person is here. That is what our dear Kunal Prabhu and Nityalila Mataji, they go and do book distribution. Book distribution is the best service to please Krishna. When we do that, we give Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam to others. Prabhupada is very pleased. And when we please Prabhupada, Prabhupada will always make sure that Krishna is pleased. So this is the power of preaching and all that. Let's move to next. So we are in the last few verses. We'll quickly close that. So let's go to the verses, page 37. So this is again very wonderful verse. And this is the secret of Narad Muni's success. This verse explains the secret of Narad Muni's success. Now let's read this. Om Namo Bhagavate Tubhyam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Tubhyam.
Vasudevaya Dhimahi.
Vasudevaya Dhimahi.
Pradyumnaya Niruddhaya.
Pradyumna.
Namaha Sankarshanaya Cha.
Namah Sankarsana.
Yes. So Rishi, if you can read confidently.
Let us all chant the glories of Vasudeva along with the plenary expansion, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Sankarsana.
Hare Krishna. So what are you saying? Chanting glories, chanting about all the things. So if you keep chanting about, not just about Krishna, but all the expansion, could be Narasimha, could be Vishnu, any expansion that Krishna. Because in South India, there are so many Narasimha temples. So many glories are there. People chant Narasimha mantra. It's perfectly all right. If you're doing that, so what did Narad Muni do? When Narad Muni met all the Mahabhagavat at his home and he was serving. After serving, what happened? They left after Chaturmasi is over, they went back to that place. And after that, what happened? His mother was beaten by a snake when she tried to get some milk from a cow. She was beaten by a snake in the evening and she died. Narad Muni is hardly 5 years boy, just 5 years. Now he's all alone. But because he had association of the Mahabhagavat, he got understanding that I should do bhakti. So he started going towards north, towards Himalayas. And on the way, he sits under a tree and chants. He has a very intense desire to see Krishna, to serve Krishna. And then Krishna gives him darshan in his heart. So this is the secret, that if you keep chanting incessantly that I want Krishna, I want nothing else, then automatically Krishna will reveal how we can get to him. But that hankering should be there, that we are working so hard for promotion, we are working so hard to make our life better. Today only I was talking to Amrita Prabhu, and he was mentioning that Krishna doesn't need our money. We think that if I have more money, I will build temple, I will do this, I will do that. That's what we think. But Krishna doesn't need that. What he needs is us. Krishna has what we have, Krishna already has. 6 opulences. What are 6? One of them is wealth. Nobody can be wealthier than Krishna. He's created a whole universe. What else we can give? It's like, when we do Ganga Puja, what do? We take the water from Ganga and pull it back. So it's the same water that we took and we offer it. And we get benefits. But does Ganga need that one lota of water? It doesn't need. Same thing, Krishna doesn't need this thing. What Krishna needs is us. He's telling us, please come back. He's showing so many ways to come back to him. Go back to spiritual world. So that's what Narad Muni did. So this shloka is mentioned that is a success mantra for Narad Muni, how he got darshan of Bhagavan. And then next life, he became Narad Muni. So this is such a wonderful thing. And we have the process given by Srila Prabhupada. Therefore, we should continue to do that. Like one story I'll quickly tell. And this is not a very old story. It's less than 50 years old story. 50, 60 years old story. So there is one person who is living near Vrindavan, and he goes for attending a marriage in Vrindavan. So he's not in Vrindavan Vasi. He's a material person. He's enjoying. He's living his life. All this thing is doing. Full materialistic person. But he goes to attend a marriage in Vrindavan. Now, because of Indian marriage, so many people come out. It's huge. And especially when it happens in a village, the entire village comes. In our village, when the marriage happens, nobody need to invite. They only know that marriage is there. That's it. Means you are invited by default. So you have to cook for so many people, we just assume they'll come. And they will come. So village is like that. It's a huge procession, So here also same thing, when too many people, too much crowd. And somehow the husband lost the wife. Because of crowd, he lost her. Now at that time there was no cell phone and all that. No technology was there. How to find? The only way to do what? If you do something, if you don't have, what will you do? You go to Mela, fair, and then you do somebody. You can't find it. What will you do? You'll chant, you'll shout, Mommy, Daddy, isn't it? You'll call. Same thing here, that person started, his wife's name was Kishori. He started calling, because he was in love with his wife. He started, Kishori, 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 like that he was chanting. He was shouting. And Kishori is the name of Srimati Radharani. So he was in Giver one and he's shouting, Kishori, Kishori. And Radharani heard, oh, somebody is calling my name with so much devotion, so much intensity. He says, Lalita, see who's calling. Lalita says, no, he's just an ordinary person. He's not calling your name. He's calling his wife. He says, that's fine. But how come his wife got because of my name? So he's actually calling me to bring him here. So Lalita Sakhi converts into another girl's form. She comes and brings him. And then Radharani gives him a darshan. This is a true story. Radharani gives him a darshan. And that person, from there, he has never left Vrindavan. He has become Babaji and lives in Vrindavan. This is a true story. So this is what it is. That we have to call Krishna by any name. Like Ajamin. What happened to Ajamin? He called his son Narayan, but he called his son. In South India, all the names of the children, they are all with God name, right? You call them and they will have that name. Nowadays things might be changing, but earlier it was like all God's name only. And sometimes they will have 3, 4 names in one name. So it's like that. So therefore, calling Krishna in any mode will help us. So any mode we can do that. So here in a Hari Bhakti Vilash, this comes in Padyavali. Look at this. This shloka describes that 4 different people, characters. Who got Krishna? Who got Krishna? Very beautiful thing. So here, who are this? So here, Dhruva Maharaj. Gajendra. Gajendra is there. Kubja. Then Sudama. So all this, they got mercy of Krishna. But they had nothing to give. Did they have anything? Dhruv had nothing. He was a 5-year-old girl. What he can give? Gajendra, he was an elephant. What can he give? He gave just one flower. Kubja, what she had? She just gave some perfume to Krishna. What Sudama had? Nothing. Those poha, very old, very hard, dirty, tied in a very dirty cloth. He gives that. Krishna is pleased. Why? There's a devotion there. There's a love there. So anything that we give Krishna with love, that is where it matters. Just imagine, we are buying something for our children. We bought it, right? And we give it, oh, okay. It's value, take it. Will child like it? I will not like it. And you just take it, this is for you. Even if it is $1 million thing, he will not like it. But if you give a small thing, one small t-shirt from Walmart, $3, and say, wait, I got this for you. See how nice it is. The child is very happy because there is a love exchange. So that love is required in whatever I do for Krishna. So this is very, very important, that the importance of bhajan, the glory of devotional service is unlimited. Unlimited. And therefore it is recommended in this yuga that bhakti is the only thing that we should do. So here, this particular shloka gives importance of chanting. This shloka talks about importance of chanting, why we should chant. That's what Narad Muni is also telling Vyasa. He's advising Vyasa. So let us recite this verse and then go to understand the translation. Okay. Iti murti abhidhanena.
Iti murtya abhidhanena.
Mantra murtim amurtikam.
Mantram murtim amurtikam.
Yajate yajya purusham.
Yajate yajya purusham.
Sa samyak darshana puman. Yes. Well, are you able to see it? Yeah.
Thus, he is the actual seer who worships in the form of transcendental sound representation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, who has no material form.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So here, the sound has no form, right? Sound is just a sound. It's a vibration. It has no form. But when we chant, it has got a lot of potency. It's huge potency. What is the example? We see in Shastra. Haridas Thakur. What was he doing? He was chanting. 24 hours. 192 rounds. Every day. One round takes approximately, for me, it takes like 2 hours. For most, it takes 1.5 to 2 hours. That's how it is ranging. Sometimes it can take a little longer. So if it is chanting 16 rounds in 2 hours, tell me, how many hours will it take to chant 192 round? Any child want to take a guess? 16 round, 2 hours. 192 round, how many hours?
14.
14? 14 hours? Are you sure? You made the day short.
1 hour 16. 16.
Now, 1 hour you are chanting 16 rounds. So in 10 hours, how many it happened?
160.
80. 2 hours, yeah? It's not 1 hour.
So it's 24 hours then.
Exactly. It takes 24 hours to chant. So that means Haridas was chanting, he was not sleeping. Just imagine, can somebody live without sleeping? He was surviving just by chanting, incessantly chanting. And some of the acharyas did a tika on this, and he says he used to chant 64 round loud, like watching means you chant and you also hear Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That is called watching. Then this next level come Upangshu, which is a little faster, but you don't like nobody hears, but you can hear. That means you are only hearing. And then third level is Manasik, which you are chanting in the mind. You are talking, but you are actually chanting. So that's how we used to chant 192 round. And plus he will do preaching. So where is the time to do anything else? That's why he's called Namacharya. Namacharya. He was born in a Muslim family, but still he was chanting. He suffered a lot. We'll talk about it when his disappearance comes. But this is the power of chanting, and that's what is there. That's what it is. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Nam Eva Kevalam. Kalo Nastev, Kalo Nastev, Nastev Gatiranyana. Hare Nam is the only thing that we should do in this Kali Yuga, nothing else. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to teach us this, to show us how we should live in Kali Yuga. Because all this material was available. Bhagavatam is available. 5,000 years ago it was written. Bhagavad Gita is available. But nobody knew how to practice it. So Krishna said, oh, I have to go and teach them also now. Sometimes teacher is teaching in the class, but students don't understand. So what teacher will come, okay, sit with me now. I'm going to do this for you. Isn't it? They sit and say, okay. Now you do it. Then student is able to understand. Isn't it? Sometimes complex things like that. Same thing Mahaprabhu did for that. He was so merciful that he came for us. For what? For taking us back to God. That's a mercy. Okay. So here, Narad Muni is telling about his own experience. Well, his own experience is telling him. So let us read this. And after that, we'll have a last verse to conclude today's discussion. So let's see. Hare Krishna. Imam nigamam brahman. Swanigamam brahman. Avedyamat anustitam. Adan me janma aishwaryam. Swasmin bhavam cha keshavah.
O Brahmana, thus by the Supreme Lord Krishna, I was endowed first with the transcendental knowledge of the Lord as inculcated in the confidential part of the Vedas, then with the spiritual opulences, and then with his intimate loving service.
Hare Krishna. So this is what he's saying. What happened here? So when he was remembering Krishna, because he was sitting under a tree, and he was remembering Krishna because he had heard from Mahabhagavat how we should do bhakti. So because of that, what happened? Three things happened. Let us see this. Three things. Gnanam. What happened? Transcendental knowledge came to him. Then what happened? Aishwarya, the spiritual opulences. And third is Swasmin Bhava, means intimate loving service. When we do these three things for Krishna, automatically we will get attracted to that. That's what Narad Muni is saying. So when we also serve Krishna with this, first is what? Transcendental knowledge. We all have this knowledge available in front of us. We have Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, all this is available. We just have to read, open the book and read. Right? That's what is required. And automatically then other activity will begin. Okay. So last shloka for today. So now this is the final instruction to Vyasdev. What is he saying? He is saying, therefore, now he has told all those things. Why? What he told? He told about the opulences, the benefit of devotional service. He talked about the benefit of doing devotional service. He talked about his own story, how he got benefited. And now he's saying, Baba, now I told you, now please do this. please explain this to the world. Then they will become benefited. And then you will also feel happy. Right now, Vyasadeva is not happy. He wrote so many, shlokas. He wrote so many Puranas, but he is not happy. He is very despondent. He is saying, I'm not happy. What did I do? And now he comes to know that this is what we should do. So when we describe the Lord's activity, either we do it, either we hear, we tell others, then the hankering of the learned man will mitigate the miseries of the common people. Like Prabhupada came to Western world. Prabhupada came and all the people who are like, they were enjoying material life. They're at peak. At that time, the drugs and all that was very high in US at the time, in 1960s, 65 when Prabhupada came. Drug consumption was too high. And all those who were consuming drugs, they were not even happy. They were drinking, they were having drugs, all this thing, but they are not happy. And that's why they rejected all the laws and process which are there in the material world. They said, this is nothing. They wanted something higher. So it's very clear that this material world is not going to help us. Anything that we do is not going to help us. What we need is higher taste. If you go to a first-class restaurant and eat something, will you go to a normal roadside place? Will not go, because we know that this is higher taste. Similarly, in the life, when we understand that Krishna consciousness is a higher taste, then we will not go to lower taste. We will definitely not go there. If you are going there, that means our misfortune. It's an unfortunate situation to happen. So there is no other way to get out of these miseries that we talked about. Threefold misery that we have can only be escaped if we go back to God. If you stay in this world, either we live in America or India, it doesn't matter. The miseries are going to follow us wherever we are. Either we are in human body or another body, miseries are going to follow us. Miseries will not go away, because this world is dukkhalaya ashashvatam. So therefore, now Narad Muni has convinced Vyasadeva. He gave two things, two problems. One, you did not describe about Krishna's glory, Krishna's pastime. You did not do it sufficiently. And you gave too much emphasis on dharma, artha, kama, moksha. You gave too much emphasis on these things. That's why you're not happy. So now Vyasadeva is convinced about what Narad is telling. So with this, we'll end this chapter. Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So next week, Krishna willing, will begin the next chapter, chapter number 6. So this is also a very wonderful chapter where another conversation continues between Narad Muni and Vyasadeva. So that we'll see next week. We'll start from next week. We may not be able to complete because it has got 38 shloka, like it has got 40, it has got 38. Might take few weeks to do this. Yeah. So we'll stop here and see if there's any question or a comment or a correction. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhu devacha patitanam apavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Kori Vaishnavi ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai. Kantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
You mentioned about when we cook for Krishna, but we always have something, I want to eat this or I want to eat this. But it's, practically it's very difficult. How do we eat? Because and we feel like, okay, we plan based on that, you do grocery or the oil, paneer,
Right.
How do we, avoid that one?
So I was just giving example before that. Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. He was disciple of Srila Prabhupada. And he is very powerful preacher. He's from Mumbai, but he is Gujarati and he is built a temple in Rajkot. Such an amazing personality. So he used to say that if we cook our own food, then we'll make it very simple. But when we want somebody else to cook for us, then we expect we should have 4 course meal. Normals, some farsan, some sweet, and some dal, sabji, roti, everything we need, right? Normal few items we are not happy. But when we cook for ourselves, we know that there's so much to do. I have to cut vegetables, wash it, clean, this, that, and it takes hours to finish that. Then we'll make it very simple. Then no, let's eat kitchen. That's simple every day. Now if we have to cook for ourselves, make it simple. Similarly, when we make simple food, like let's not go for this. But I want to what? Because Krishna has to be offered. I have to also offer it to Krishna. If I don't, sometime I may do Ekadashi, then I may not eat anything, but Krishna has to be fed. So we have to cook for him. Right? Even on Ekadashi, we cook for Krishna, right? So it is mentioned by in one of the class which I was listening, he says that when this will come slowly, immediately it will not happen. Right? Tomorrow I want pizza, so I will buy the ingredients for pizza. Right? That is required. But at least through offering that we are doing, slowly we are offering to Krishna. Then we start thinking about what is the favorite food of Radharani, what she likes. I want to make that. So Radharani likes, what you call Arbi sabji. She likes it very much. So we can try different recipes. So now what we are offering to Radharani because she likes it. Similarly, slowly when we bring this into our, I will give an example. When somebody is having a disease and he's giving food restrictions like diabetes, for example, then they will eat only a specific type of food. Why? Because now it is good for their body. They can eat it and it will not impact their diabetes level. So they can eat that. Similarly, if we create a list of food that Krishna likes, if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime describes, so many food items are described, so many Mahaprabhu is fed with so many different items. We can make a list of those items. If you have Jagannath deity, we can find out what is offered in Jagannath deity. And we can create the list of those and then I will make this for Jagannath because he likes it. In Jagannath Puri, this is what is fed. So let me cook this for him. And I will also want it. So slowly when we do this, then our consciousness becomes that now I'm not want to enjoy. I want to first cook because that is what he likes. And then slowly, automatically, but it takes time. And it is not easy. Even for me right now, it is not easy. I want, tomorrow I want to eat something. I want it and something else is cooked. Then at least for a few seconds, we are agitated. Right? Canto, yesterday you told you are cooking this. Today it is why it is different. I like that food. It's not that food is not good. But just that the menu has changed a little bit, the agitation comes in our mind. Because why? Because we have planned to enjoy that. Now I'm not getting that enjoyment. I wanted pasta. Oh, you did not make pasta. But yeah, I make paneer sabji, which you like it. No, but we talked about pasta. Where is pasta? So I like both, but because the mind was already anchored on pasta, now I don't like paneer. This is the problem. So instead, if you say, now I'm going to cook for Krishna, and let's make a list of items that Krishna likes, and then I cook that, then automatically, slowly, that's how it happens. Initially, I'll give an example. When my daughter wanted to follow some diet, so she made a list, and she said, I want to eat this now, boiled vegetables, without oil, all those things she made. Obviously, it is very hard to follow. Because first 1, 2, 3 days she followed very religiously, then slowly it's dwindled down. Then you say, okay, let's create a list. Then you say what you want from this. Then you look at the list and okay, let's make this tomorrow. Then it becomes easy. But if you are, sometimes you wake up in the morning and say, today what we'll cook, then that's difficult. So that's how we can plan to do. We can just create a list of whatever Krishna, Radharani likes, Jagannath likes, and we can make those and then meditate on that and then create them. I think that will be helpful. Yes.
I had a similar question. So when you have a job, right?
Yeah.
And you're getting your income 50% or more, right? You explain how to do that. But what about when like you're going for a job, like you want to get this job or you want to get promotion? How do you ensure that you're doing that in a Krishna conscious way? You're not being greedy, you're not being envious like that. How can you ensure?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we go for any job or anything like that, First of all, we pray to Krishna and then go. That Krishna, I've just come out of the college, I need this job so I can live my livelihood and also serve you. Initially, we need to take care of ourselves and then we can do that. Slowly, that will also go away. But initially, we have that because we want to have a better home, a good life. All those things are required. So you can do nice bhajan. So it is mentioned that we pray to Krishna, go for a job, get the job, but keeping in mind that whatever I am going to earn this, it is not for my pleasure. As long as we have an intention not to enjoy that, I want to use in the service of Krishna, right? As I mentioned, that we have deity and we buy this home and we offer it to Krishna. That means it is used in the service of Krishna. Then we use some of this money that we earn in the service of Krishna, like buying books and distributing. We can do some service in the temple. Like there are festivals, we can sponsor that. So when we have this consciousness and through which, that's what I was telling you. I was just talking to Amarendra Prabhu before you all came. And he was mentioning that Krishna doesn't need our money. So if you are earning, saying, Krishna, I want to give you this, then that is not something Krishna is liking. Krishna says, you come to me. I don't need your money. I have enough. But we need money to survive. That is required. We are not like Babaji, who can just live on nothing and wait on some madhukari that people will give. That is not possible for us. We can reach to that level, but we can try, but not immediately. So what we can do is that we can just, whatever money comes, we should use in the service of Krishna. With that mood, if we go and do the job and all that, that's fine. And as far as promotion is concerned, again, I'll give my personal example. I have not asked for my promotion in my life. It just, whenever it comes, it comes. Whenever it comes, it comes. Just do your job. It has given me two things. One is complete no tension. I'm not worried. Because you have the pyramid, everybody puts in a company, they put you in pyramid. The top performer and bottom performer like that. As long as you're not in the bottom performer, that's fine. Because bottom is slowly they will be churned out of the company. That's the company's rule. So you just keep doing. So what happens? There is no anxiety. The people who are waiting for promotion, they are always stressed. You look at them. Oh, this didn't happen. What happened? He got it. He is not doing so much work. He's spending 8 hours. I'm spending like 12 hours in the office. I'm working on weekend also. And he got the promotion. What is this? This is not good. So what is happening? I'm criticizing. I don't know what he's doing, but I'm criticizing person unnecessarily without knowing him. Second thing, I'm stressful. I'm trying to work hard. I'm trying to do more. But is it helpful? From health-wise, it is not. It is not at all healthy. So we can, I'm not saying we should not ask, I'm not recommending that because that's how I am. So I have not done that. But if you want, you can definitely ask promotions and all that as per when it comes. But again, use thinking that if I get better, I will serve Krishna, build more and all that thing. In that way, perfectly we can do it. So anything that we do, if we are just trying to please Krishna and do less and less and less sense gratification, that's what Krishna likes. Because sometimes we have a very big home, but we are not inviting devotees at home. No Vaishnavas come in our home. Then that home is of what's the use? Right? Devotees look for bigger home sometimes because they say, okay, then I can have some devotee comes, I can have program in my home. I can have some sadhu who comes, I can ask him to stay at my place. Those kind of desires should be there with us. That I can ask. Then there is no problem. But ultimately, when I'm telling this is the fact. When we keep chanting, when we purify ourselves through chanting and service, these two activities. Service to Vaishnavas, chanting pure name, Shuddha. We try it. Then automatically all this question that we have, the answer will reveal in our heart. Krishna will reveal this in our heart. So that's how we can do. There's no problem in getting job. Job is required. We need money. We need to pay mortgage. We need to pay utility bills. So that is required. So you can do that. Right? I hope that helps. Okay. So thank you very much.